Hi, this is Cole Gentry from the Bernie class of 2023, and you're listening to the Ascent with Crestmont Private Wealth.
The opinions expressed are those of the host. The material is for informational purposes only. It does not constitute investment advice, and it is not intended as an endorsement for any specific investment. Visit crestmontpw.com for more details.
Welcome to The Ascent. This is Sam McGee with Crestmont Private Wealth. We have offices in Houston, Texas, and Bernie, Texas. And we work with high net worth individuals, high earning individuals, and families. And essentially, we do wealth planning and investment management. It is actually winter break right now, and I've got a very special guest here today, Cole Gentry. Welcome to the show, Cole.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
So Cole goes back to A&M in about, 2 weeks?
Something like that, yeah.
Okay, so 2 weeks. He is a Bernie High School alumni and was my son's Bible study leader, one of actually many, in a group called Nueo. Never underestimate your opponent. And just an all-around great guy, does a lot of different things. I like to refer to him as sort of a serial entrepreneur in the making. And we're going to talk a little bit about the transition between high school to college to coming back home. He's in his junior year and what it looks like kind of, the light at the end of the tunnel towards making real money. So let's start back with high school. Cole, tell us a little bit about yourself and some of your high school experience.
Yeah, so like you said, I graduated from Bernie High School, the Greyhounds, in 2023. And I really had a great high school experience. I had a lot of really cool opportunities, made some amazing friends, and got to meet a lot of really cool people. Played football and golf during my time there, and I'm just super thankful for the coaches there and the people we got to meet. And then, I also got to lead a couple different Bible studies. Sam was in one of them, but I think the coolest thing I got to do on top of that was those Bible studies led me to go and coach them in all the different sports like flag football and basketball, which I thought was like so much fun.
I totally forgot about that. Yeah, very cool. And so, little shout out to the other two guys. Who were the other two guys that you led with in Nueo?
Trevor and Cager, both were with me.
All right. What's up, guys? Okay, so let's talk a little bit about leading into your decision to go to A&M. Obviously, I'm an Aggie, so we can make this an Aggie commercial every week, but we're not going to. Take us back to your thinking, making college applications, and the things you did to try to bolster your resume to get into A&M, and what led you to A&M? What was important to you?
I really think the community was just the number one thing. I really didn't go out and apply to a whole bunch of other schools. I knew A&M was kind of what I wanted to do. A decent amount of people I knew were going there, but I also knew I was going to meet a lot of new people there with as big as it is and making my own little community there. But the Christian community is really awesome there. SEC school is always fun to go to the football games.
Absolutely.
But it also has a good business program, which is what I'm in. So it really just kind of all led to that. I really was all in on A&M from the beginning.
Very cool. And so when you were thinking about applying to A&M, did you alter the things you were involved with in high school, or was that just kind of like natural for you and then it just kind of worked out?
I definitely didn't do anything in high school just to throw it on a resume to hopefully look better against the other candidates, I guess, going out for A&M. Everything I did in high school I really wanted to do and enjoyed doing, and it was nice to be able to throw on a resume and have a lot of things to talk about and write about if I needed to. But yeah, everything I did in high school was just a lot of fun and something I really enjoyed doing.
Well, that's a nice little bit of wisdom for some of the listeners out there that have kids that are looking to go to high school, like my daughter is a junior, and do the things you enjoy because life's short and things change quickly. So you get into A&M and you head there, huge school, and I see that you're wearing a BCA shirt.
Mm-hmm.
When did you get involved with BCA? Tell our listeners a little bit about what that is at A&M, because when I was there, it didn't exist.
Yeah, so BCA, it stands for the Brotherhood of Christian Aggies. It's a men's org up there at A&M, and A&M has a lot of different men's orgs, a lot of different, you hear a lot about the Greek life and the frats, but A&M is really known for a lot of their men's orgs as well, so that's what categorized under, I guess. And I got involved my freshman year, the first couple weeks. I was there. You really just start going out.
So right away.
Yeah, right away. Started doing the recruitment process and all that. So really, I don't know college without BCA.
That's awesome. And so What led you to that? Do you know somebody that was in it, or how do you hear about it?
Yeah, I just started hearing about it. Sam Langenbaum was an older role model when I was in high school, and I heard he was in it, and I was like, good guy, so figured it'd probably be good. But I was never really interested in going in the frat pathway or whatever. Have a lot of awesome friends in there, but I just didn't know anything about it, so I was like, just probably not me. Went men's org way and found a lot of really awesome people, a lot of really cool opportunities through it. And so, yeah, that's kind of how I heard about it, and then just really went in with not really knowing much.
All right, so let's talk about your serial entrepreneur life. So you're sitting here, you're wearing a BCA shirt, you've got this Oak Hills Pest Control hat on, a sweet hat, by the way. I gave you a hat, so I need one of those.
Yeah, I'll make it happen.
All right, good. And then you sell peaches in the summer, and the reason I know this is because my son volunteers to come work. I don't know how much work it is, but he does show up.
Oh, it's a lot of help. Honestly, just having someone there to talk to after those long hours out
Hot
there is
days,
nice.
Yes. So what kind of motivates you to be involved? And tell us a little bit about both.
Really, ever since I was little, I've always been better at just being busy and doing a lot of different things. I've always loved business. Oak Hills Pest Control is a family company that we've had. It'll be going on 50 years here in 2-3 years. Yeah, it's pretty awesome here in Boerne. So my grandpa started it all the way back then. Now my mom's running it, and she's doing awesome. So it's fun to come back and do stuff in there. And I just love the business side of it and the opportunities that it gives to me and my family. I think is so awesome. And I really love that. And then peaches I sell Fredericksburg peaches during the summers. That was an opportunity that came to me probably 5 or 6 years ago. And really, you just kind of figure it out. And so I started with just one stand with me and my brother. And then from there, now I have like 3 different stands over the summers, and me and a couple buddies will go out and just start doing different stands and putting them out places, and just kind of like growing a little business pretty much. It's pretty fun.
Do you do pretty well selling peaches?
Yeah, you do a lot better than I thought.
Really?
Yeah, it does pretty well.
Okay, so back in my day, it was, God, did I just say that? Back in my day? That's terrible. Okay, so back in my day, I'd mow yards, and I think my net profit was probably about $7 a yard. I should have done peaches.
Yeah, in high school, during the summers, you start driving, you can start mowing lawns and stuff, and I did that whole thing, but everybody mows lawns in high school, so there's a lot of competition.
It's competitive.
Yeah, you're competing with all your buddies, and then you're also competing with all the actual companies out there, so peaches came, it was niche, it was something new, something I could grow, which is pretty funny to say when I'm talking about selling fruit on the side of the road, but
hey,
now we got 3 different spots around town, and it's pretty cool to run different, I pretty much run a payroll system with the amount of people that come and work, so it's pretty fun.
Cole Gentry, a junior at Texas A&M, running a peaches business. Who would have thunk it? That's crazy.
Yeah, not me.
That is so awesome. So the last time I saw you publicly speak was, I think it was maybe homecoming. They gave you the mic. This was a while ago.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you were hurt.
Yeah.
And so you were rocking the mic. Yeah, you did really well with that. And I never forgot that. And, here you are. We're doing a podcast, which is really fun. But, you're older now. This is kind of weird. So tell us about the Mays Business School. Obviously, you're a business guy, and you're a business major, right?
Right, yeah.
Okay. So tell us a little bit about why you chose that, unless it's completely, totally obvious from what we just talked about, and what you want to do when you graduate.
So it's actually a funny story. When I first applied to A&M, obviously business was my first choice. And when I got my acceptance letter, I wasn't actually in the business school. So I graduate from high school thinking I'm going to go into human development, something like that. I go up to A&M. You have to do they call it a new student conference. I get all my classes for this certain major. The very next day I get back to Boerne, they call me. They're like, hey, we got a spot in Mays. Do you want it? And I told them, can I call you right back? I need to, discuss. And I was like, what am I doing? As soon as I call them back, they said I was the first person to not accept it on the spot. But so it was really funny. I had to drive back up to A&M then and repick all the classes to go to be in Mays. But
right after the orientation.
Right after the orientation, yeah. So I guess it was just God's plan the way I ended up in Mays. But ever since then, it's been phenomenal. I've really enjoyed it. There's a lot of really cool opportunities in Mays that I probably don't take full advantage of, but yeah, it's awesome. I think business is just something that's always been in my blood, so it's good. I'm a management major. I've kind of went back and forth in between different majors, but stuck with management. It's going pretty good so far, and yeah, I think Mays is great. I think A&M's good as a whole too.
So have you figured out what you want to do after graduation? Are you going to take this the peaches thing into like vertical integration and start selling pies and stuff, or what are you thinking?
Yeah, maybe I'm going to start making preserves and all sorts of things. But yeah, I think my plan right now is to come back somewhere around like the area, probably not in Bernie, but probably outside of it towards the New Braunfels area, and probably start working for the Oak Hills. At Oak Hills, we have some big plans for it and a lot of big growth and stuff around the area. So I think doing something like that for a little bit, and then I'd like to go into some other stuff. Like I said earlier, I do better when I stay busy. So having a couple different things on my plate, I think will be good. So
I love that.
We'll figure that out, I guess, when the time comes.
So that would be a third generation manager at Oak Hills Pest Control.
Yeah, I would be a third generation. My grandpa and then my mom, and then it would be me at some point in the future.
That is pretty neat. Yeah. I was just talking with my daughter the other day about her first job. She works here at a barbecue place on Main Street. And this whole concept of staying busy, but staying busy with something good, I agree with that. I mean, I've just seen her get a lot more disciplined and, a lot more responsible and understanding the value of a dollar. And obviously you're a lot older, 4 years older than she is. But gosh, I mean, what a great testament you are to a young person who's about to go into his career and has done things along the way to stay busy, but stay busy in the right way. It's very, very cool. So tell us maybe a little bit about your advisor that was actually on our podcast a couple weeks ago, Nathan Harness. So I got a picture from him, a text at about 9:00 at night one night, and it has him and you in it. And I'm going, oh my gosh. And I guess because I had mentioned you before. So how do you know Nathan, and what does he do for BCA?
So Dr. Harness is our advisor for BCA. I believe he's been for the past couple of years, and he's really just like such a great resource for us. Really anything we need, we just want to go and get a meal with him. He would. If we have questions, I know he'd be there. The day he sent the picture, our executive team from BCA went over to his house, and we ate dinner with his family and got to know them a little bit more. And that was when I got to send the picture to you and stuff and got to know him a little bit more. But he's been great. I mean, he's really always there for us, which is awesome.
So I'm sitting here with Cole Gentry, a Bernie High School alumni and native. He's back over the winter break from Texas A&M University, and we're talking about business. We're talking about peaches, pest control, business major, and his plans for the future, possibly to take Oak Hills Pest Control into new areas, which is very neat. And, it's just really a pleasure to have you back here, Cole. And, I mean, I know you obviously come back over the summer and you're here over Christmas break, but just to spend a little bit of time with you and just see how much you've grown is really neat. And I know a lot of people that listen to this know who you are here in Bernie, and those people that are in Houston and elsewhere may not know you, but they can identify with the type of young man you are, somebody that stays busy in the right way and is going to be going places. And I think it's really neat to see what you're doing. It's very cool.
Well, I really do appreciate y'all having me on, and appreciate this and all the kind words as well.
So what are the plans maybe 10 years down the road? If you could snap your fingers and say, okay, this would be it. Will you live in the hill country? Will you be running Oak Hills? Or because I'm curious, I want to play this in 10 years and see. What does it look like?
I think the hill country is the best place in Texas. I definitely want to be in the hill country somewhere. Hopefully doing a lot of different things, maybe doing a lot of consulting in a lot of different businesses, but definitely helping take Oak Hills to places that hasn't been yet. And most importantly, probably be married and have a kid or maybe two at that point.
Very nice. We'll have to check that in about 10 years. You're listening to The Ascent with Crestmont Private Wealth. We're talking with Cole Gentry. He is on the trailhead, as we call it, at Crestmont, really starting his journey towards wealth creation. I have no doubt in my mind that in the future he'll be a very wealthy man, and in terms of relationships and intangible wealth. What a fine young man he is. Thank you for being on the show today, Cole.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you.
Thank you. Have a great weekend all, and God bless.